Hello and welcome to another exciting match of Breath of the Wild Bingo Bash between Left Shark Vivo and KaoPyro. We're going to do the countdown to reveal the card right now. Today's commentators are myself, Katie, and Shadowhunter6. And let's see the card. That's not the card for the stream. Give me 1 second. No. They have the card. We just don't have the card.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, okay.
My bad. There's the card. Okay, we're good now. My bad. Sorry. There was a Super Mario Sunshine bingo just before this. 5 boss shots. I know, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this card.
Mules,
Katie,
are you gonna cast?
yes, I was literally just about to say that. You guys are probably going to want to see the stream.
Yes.
Should be live now. Okay, so let's take a look at this board. So right off the bat, we got one Divine Beast main quest in column 2/row 4. So we probably won't see people doing that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We have Undefeated Champ in row 1/column 4. So we probably won't see people doing that.
Right.
We have Beat Ganon. Both these players know any percent.
So that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, the Eye of the Sandstorm Shrine quest. I'm not familiar with the prereqs, if there is any, for that shrine quest. I don't know if you need to talk to. I don't know if I don't know who the quest giver is in particular, so I don't know if you need to go into Gerudo Town or start the Thunderhelm side quest or anything like that. Or
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm looking it up real quick because I'm curious.
yeah,
For which one?
the Eye of the Thunderstorm or Eye of the Sandstorm.
I'm pretty sure you don't.
Okay.
It just has the sandstorm right there. I'm pretty sure you don't. It's on short bingos too, and I don't think they would make you do a Divine Beast in short bingo. So.
It does say that you have to be. Oh, it's at Karakara Bazaar.
Okay.
So,
that's actually that's actually not that bad because then you don't even need to get into Gerudo Town. So.
Yeah.
That's a decent goal then. Pay 3 Great Fairies requires 1,600 rupees total.
Which actually isn't that bad if you know where to get a couple of quick gems.
Yeah.
Kamiya Talk's really nice.
Mm-hmm. So all right off the bat, I see top left, bottom right diagonal, and column 1 being potential rows that both these runners go for. Full Zora set's a pretty big time sink, so I don't think we'll see anybody doing row 3 or column 5.
I really don't think full Zora's that's that bad.
You have to beat beat Ruda to get the Greaves, don't you? Yeah.
Oh, do you have to?
Maybe you don't have to beat it. So it's
I
still
think
a lot of
have
it's
to start the quest.
You have to have camera and you have to start Divine Beast Ruda main quest. So then you would do Fish Drama, get the chest, make sure you have camera.
Yeah.
And then do the Greaves quest, the Lionel Safari quest, and then go to the top of the waterfall to get the other one. So it's not terrible, but it's not fast.
With that being an 8 towers and column 5 and the camera, that's a hard no.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
But that wouldn't necessarily be terrible with row 3 though. Because give Beetle a Beetle, 12 Lake Tower Rock isn't terrible. The Pay the Great Fairies, and plus with the Akala Tower,
and
that wouldn't be terrible. It wouldn't be my first choice, but it wouldn't be terrible.
Oh, so yeah, Tapir and MB pointed out that the guy who gives the Sandstorm quest is the same guy that you buy the Gerudo set from. So it's possible you actually have to buy the Gerudo set, which is 600 rupees before getting the quest. No? Not 100%. No. She's saying no, so maybe not. Oh, he's not the guy.
No, he's not the guy.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
It's just the guy that tells you about the Shady Merchant is the one that's selling the Gerudo set. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, I think that if I were an any percent runner, column 1 would be pretty pretty good.
Oh.
I don't run any percent, so I would not want to do column 1 and row 2 would be out for me.
Actually, now that I'm looking at this again, we can't count out column 3. KaoPyro not reading the rules, asking if GP counts as a tower. Yes, it does. Read the rules, KaoPyro. People, read the rules. Someone type the command in chat because I always forget what it is.
Column 3's not bad at all.
Cal is starting.
Yeah,
so...
don't start. What the fuck? I didn't say when to start yet. Okay. We're gonna have to pause here.
Oh, no.
I did not do a countdown. He just went, and it wasn't even 5 minutes on the timer.
Can someone ping him in Discord?
I just responded, and he just went. Oh man, these players are crazy that they just like go without any countdown. That's wild.
Oh my god.
No, I'm gonna do a restart.
Yeah, it looks like left shark.
Yeah, we're gonna do a reload. Yeah, no, we're gonna do a reload. Crazy. I appreciate the
enthusiasm.
Yeah, the enthusiasm.
Yes, Tapir. The Great Plateau counts as a tower. Oh, joke. I was about to say, we just had this discussion.
I'm gonna pull up Twitch too. Good measure.
Classic. All right. The left shark is reloading. And we are about ready to start. I'm assuming left shark is ready because he's on the pause screen.
Let's see if they do it.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
And we're off. Crisis averted.
Yeah.
I can't remember. That might actually be the updated version, Lucas. Let me check real quick.
And did you have the timer starting again?
Oh, yeah, I should probably do that. Thank you. It's not like the timer is actually that important, but...
No. But it's fun.
It is fun.
All this is about is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And bragging rights.
True, true. So, yeah, those are actually the updated rules. So the ones linked in chat are the most up-to-date. So, yeah.
So what would you go for, mules?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually think column 3 is low-key the fastest. Kill a Stalnox. So I'm thinking you'd go to castle to kill a Stalnox and get the weapons and attack up food to kill a Lionel to get equipment. And
or
then,
if you're heading to the castle, you can get an ancient arrow, and that would be.
See, you need equipment.
You need equipment.
So I would probably just get like a Royal Claymore and a bow, and then I would make like 2 times attack up food if I get lucky 3.
Yeah.
And then I would go probably kill the Colosseum Lionel because I don't know where all Lionels are. And that one is just where like I know where a level 1 is.
Right.
And then I would BTB to CAC to get the Great Fairy, and then get my black dyed Hellion Hood. Black dyed, I think Flint is... Oh, Flint and truffles. The small hardy truffles would also work. So you can buy, I think, 2 hardy truffles at Hateno. So I'd just get like 3 Flint from ore deposits, and then go to Hateno to dye it. And then you would get the chili meal from Castle as well because of Dining Hall. And then after that, it's just a matter of actually killing the Lionel at Colosseum, and then going to 2 more Great Fairies. I would probably do Tabantha for sure, and then it's a tough call between which one's faster to do, the Terrytown Ferry or the Gerudo Ferry, but I think Terrytown would be faster, but I guess it really depends on what kind of BTB setups you know. I think
Right.
I think Zalfos BTB from like Dakatus into Akala would be faster than trying to super your way through the Gerudo Desert, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I think looking at like some of the other columns that we think are good, like slated for upgrades, like top left to bottom right, slated for upgrades and Eye of the Sandstorm side quests just take a little bit more time. Like you need to get, I think slated for upgrades requires three cores.
3 cores, it does.
3 cores, three shafts, and 3 screws, which it doesn't really matter what the other 2 are, because if you're getting 3 cores, you're going to have all the other ones.
Yeah. It's the 3 cores that can be a little iffy.
Yeah. So if you know your shrine chests, you know there's one in Kayawan, and you know there's another one if you know your shrine chest better than me, because I don't really know where another one is. There's definitely a easy access to at least 2, maybe even 3, but I don't have the sheet up.
I recently did this one a couple of bingos ago, casual, like, you know, just a regular bingo, and I spent way too much time looking for cores, and I ended up getting one. It's the one in the shrine underneath the High Nox right off of Great Plateau.
Yeah, I was about to say that one.
Oh, okay. That's pretty close.
Big dog.
And then I happened to have gotten the Barbarian armor.
Oh, okay.
And there's one in a chest not too, like, right off in that labyrinth. And then I went and fought 2 Guardian Stalkers, which is not ideal, but if that's your only option, unless you want to go all the way to Akala Labyrinth for one.
Yeah. The last time I did slated for upgrades, I got the one in Kayawan, and then I didn't know where any other ones were, so I was like, well, I guess I'm going Guardian hunting. And I think the drop rate, don't quote me on this, is around 20 to 30% for cores. And it's not great. And I had to get 2 more cores for them, and I think I killed somewhere in the range of like 13 to 15. Which, like, if you know where Guardians spawn, you actually start running out of like easy access spawn around that number. There's like 3 to 4 outside of Kakariko, and then there's like a bunch obviously outside of Castle, but yeah, it's you can't really use ancient arrows though to get any kind of mob drop, because it just deletes them.
You have to, because I had read that some of the turrets will sometimes drop cores, but after that bingo, I realized, no, you just gotta suck it up and defeat the stalkers, because they have a higher core drop rate than the turrets.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's the stalkers. I killed 2 stalkers, and I got a core. So
gotcha.
That was much better than like the 4 turrets that I did that dropped 0 cores.
So KaoPyro just hard saved.
That's a smart move, because his BTB is pretty tough. He unfortunately doesn't get it first try. He looks like he was going to Castle, so it's pretty likely that he's going for either column 1 or row 2. Row 2, I don't think we talked about, is also a really good row. Arguably better than column 1 in my opinion, just because, like we were talking about, how risky it is going for slated for upgrades. Column 2, like, you'll get all the equipment from Castle, so killing a Lionel won't be hard to get the equipment. Statue's Bargain is a joke. You just have to go to Hateno. Really easy. And Stone Talus Rare. I can't imagine that's hard to find a rare Stone Talus, but I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I usually go
that was
for
sick,
the
by the way. We just saw synchronized BTBs off the same Boko in different directions. That was awesome. That was really satisfying to watch.
That's very nice.
And they were both good BTBs too.
Yeah. I personally tend to go for the rare Talus right on the way to Rito Village, because that tends to route in most of the bingos that I've done. So, and that one's not too hard, but I'm sure it's always going to depend on where else you're going.
In the
route. But
Left Shark just went for the ballsiest midair after that. He cut his BTB short when he probably could have just rebounded off the cliff, I think. But he cut it short and went for a midair on really low stam and just barely got there. I didn't see it, but apparently KaoPyro's BTB was a little bit scuffed and ended up going more left, I think, than he wanted. But not really a huge deal.
Hey Mules, I'm not seeing the stream.
Ooh, no.
I'm not seeing in the Discord. In the Discord.
Oh, gotcha. Hold on. My bad.
It's not the right scene. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that happens sometimes. It kind of just glitches out.
Yeah, it's like, you're a little ahead of us.
All right, so Left Shark is obviously... So I was about to say, Left Shark is obviously going to Kakariko.
Yeah. Tough to say which line he's going for until he maybe marks a card. I mean,
I was saying maybe Great Fairies then.
Yeah, which doesn't really narrow it down because he really could be going for just about anything.
A lot.
Not the bottom left or top right diagonal, but yeah, it's still, he could be going for theoretically column 3, row 3, or the other diagonal.
Yeah.
So he's talking to Impa. So what would that narrow down? Probably to slated for upgrade.
Yeah, that would. Yeah. I know Impa unlocks a few things. So obviously unlocks the camera quest sequence, but it also unlocks like guardian parts. But there's no guardian, or sorry, not guardian. Dragon parts and dragons, actually spawning in the world. But there's no dragon stuff here, so it's pretty likely that he's going to be going for either
column 1 or row 1.
Yeah, I guess he could be doing the diagonal, but I don't know. I think, well, no, there's no way he's doing row 1 because it has undefeated champ. So it's either it's either column 1 or the diagonal. I don't know. I'm trying to think which one he would. I would think he would gravitate towards column 1, but I could be wrong.
But I mean, 6 heart containers. Well, they both went for the extra heart.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that would require what?
So Pyro, Pyro is going for the Lionel. I think he knew he wasn't going to be getting any Lionel equipment, but I think he knew by using the ancient arrows he was going to get these 10 bomb arrows, making the Ganon fight a little bit easier. His routing in Castle has been pretty interesting. I saw he got the flame, the Thunder Blade. And it looks like he's heading towards Zelda's Diary.
Ooh.
Which changes what I thought he was doing, for sure.
Yeah.
If he's going for Zelda's Diary, that means he's either going for the diagonal or he's going for column or row 4, because there's no way he's doing undefeated champ.
No.
Wow, this will be interesting if they're both going for top left, bottom right diagonal. So.
But he's reading the research notes.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, wrong.
Zelda's Diary is actually in the other room.
Yeah.
Oh, he read the research notes. Oh no. And he marked Zelda's Diary.
Yeah.
That's also in the rules.
Yeah. Did I make a note of that?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure.
Good.
I also saw it in Zinpar. I'm pretty sure it was Zinpar's cheat sheet. It was in that. And yeah, it was in the rules, I'm pretty sure. Read the rules, people.
Yeah, there's just and he marked it red, and Pyro's marked as purple in the.
Oh, that too.
I mean, that's an easy fix.
Oh no, that's on me. Yeah. That's my fault. I have the colors backwards. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, fixed. No, KaoPyro is red. He saw my message and he cleared it. Very simple and common mistake. Luckily, they're right next to each other. you just have to go across the bridge, and in Zelda's room, which has the Royal Guard's bow with the Moblin, with the Edge of Duality, it's just on the desk in that room.
Yeah. Very nearby.
Yeah, I did have the color
And
switched
you can
around.
just reload a
Whoops.
save.
But yeah, so a little bit of time loss for him, but nothing too major.
But yeah, that does bring up an interesting point of he must be going for row 4. Or maybe he didn't realize that the undefeated champ requires Naboris.
Oh no.
Because I mean that's kind of the hard thing with the shrine quest is that there's really not that many, and that number drastically goes down because some of them require that you have the divine beast in that area done. And the undefeated champ is probably an easy one to forget that you need to have Naboris done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, I think most runners know, like, I'm not going to go for things that I don't know about. So, like, when I see a side quest that I don't really know much about, I don't just assume it's easy, right? Because you can, that's
Right.
that's a one-way ticket to losing a bingo. So my guess is if they either knew the undefeated champ requires you defeating Naboris, or they don't know the quest at all. And if they don't know the quest at all, they're probably not going to go for a line with it.
Yeah.
Pyro,
Yeah.
his stream is not frozen. He is just looking up where Zelda's diary is. Unfortunately, he doesn't know. He just has to walk to the left a little bit, and it's just in that room. Oh, I think he knows now.
Just right across.
Yeah.
Don't get hit by that moblin.
And there it is.
Whew.
So, fun
Victory
fact,
now.
Zelda's diary and Zelda's research notes are different things. Crisis averted. Left Shark doing the BTB to Hateno. Looks good to me.
So it's
A little
interesting-
low, but that gets him there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter, I don't think, the height, because he's... Well, I guess yeah, it does a little bit, but he's probably not going to be
pretty
going
good.
for... Did he buy... Did anyone see if he bought a black-dyed Hylian hood? I mean, a Hylian hood in...
I don't think so, but you can get one in
That's a good
Hatno,
point.
and that's usually what I do.
Yeah.
I'll only grab one in Kakariko if I need to. Like if I'm doing like a short board and there's 2 different Hylian hoods on there.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I just get it in Hatno.
Yeah.
But he's going right past that and looks like must be going for slated for upgrades.
Yeah. Seems like
So
they're
one thing
probably
I
both
noticed-
doing the diagonal, which is interesting.
At the Great Fairy Fountain, is it open when you, like, is the bud open when you talk to the fairy? Like, when you
You have
finish
to
the
pay
fairy?
them, yeah. So it opens up after you
Like,
pay
once
them.
it's paid? Because it wasn't open.
Yeah, he didn't pay.
So-
Yeah, I know, you're right. He did not pay the Great Fairy. I don't think. Well, no, he did. Yeah, he did. Didn't he?
Oh, he did.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Seeing this
Yeah.
flame storage wind bomb up to
The tech lab.
the tech lab. I have not seen it in action, so this is very exciting.
Oh, really? Yeah. This is
Yes, I have not seen it.
this is something I recommend. It's this
have to
this
learn how to
variation
do it.
from Left Shark is not one I've seen before, actually. I've never seen anyone
Yeah.
land on that windmill. Most people land on the roof of the house underneath him right now, but that gets him most of the way. So still better than walking. Still faster than walking.
Yeah, I
It's
usually just throw.
Yeah.
I think that's an old speedrunning. I think I saw it at a GDQ, an old speedrunning strat of like how to route throwing it up the hills and stuff. This was way before flame storage was discovered, which shows how old it is. I've watched it.
So what's interesting here is that he's getting camera, but he definitely doesn't have the stuff required for slated for upgrades.
Definitely.
So if he ends up doubling back here, he'll lose a little bit of time for doing that, but he will have the warp point, so it's not a huge deal. But ideally, if you were going to do slated for upgrades, you would have all the materials before coming here.
Especially because you don't really need to have the camera for anything else, assuming that he's going for the diagonal.
Yeah.
So, why come here now if you don't really need it for anything else? But like to your point, it's a quick warp, but
still, it's like I think warps usually take around like 30 seconds ish, which is a non-trivial amount of time, I'd say. Pyro's setting up for this BTB second time now. I'm not super familiar with his BTB, but I think it goes in the direction of the Wastelands. About to find out. Ooh, ends up accidentally climbing down there. But it's not a huge deal. He'll be able to just kind of wait for the Boko to reset. Oh, the Boko's he's really busy picking his nose there and didn't notice the arrow. That's super unfortunate. Gotta love Bokos.
I hate Boko RNG. So bad.
Actually, I don't know if this is going to Wasteland. It looks like it's going towards Rito almost. Oh, he's not enough on the lower back there. So why would... Oh, he's probably going to Tabantha. He's probably going to the next Great Fairy, if I had to guess. But true. I don't know. I like I said, I'm not super familiar with his BTB setup. I've seen variations of this kind of setup where you're standing on like a little ledge at the like halfway up the Tower of Temple of Time. But I'm not familiar with this one specifically. Oh man, it would have been cool if he shot that ancient arrow to move the Boko. Extra style points. He's buffering here to get the right frame for bullet time. This looks good to me. And he's off. So yeah, he's headed a little bit towards the Tabantha Mount Satori kind of area. He's going to land probably around the base of Mount Satori.
Yeah, it was a pretty low one, I think.
Yeah, he should
get any higher than that.
If anyone might be going to Moglatan, yeah. If anyone's curious, there is a BTB in bread percent that is similar to that one, but gets you a little bit more height and more distance, and it's from the top of Temple of Time. It's basically a variation of the any percent BTB. Would highly recommend that BTB setup. There's a couple variations of it. There's one I made, and there's one that Seraph made, I believe.
Pretty sure Shark doesn't know what slated for upgrades is.
Well, he's learning about it right now. He's just checking his quest book.
Yeah.
And he's slowly realizing he's like, oh no, I need 3 ancient cores.
That's exactly what happened to me. Pixel noise. Katie's Hesco is the best Hesco. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me when I did that slated for upgrades. I thought you only had to turn 1 in and that completed the side quest. No, I learned very quickly it was all 3, and that's when I realized my fatal mistake.
Yeah, that's an annoying one. Not as bad as one that was on earlier today. There was a side quest for the Riddles of Hyrule, which is a very bad side quest.
That is not one you want to do in a bingo. Not a race bingo.
I still haven't even done that casually. Looks like KaoPyro's near... Is that Ridgeland? Yeah, Ridgeland. Yeah. And don't think there are any tower... Yeah, except for 8 towers. Yeah, I think this might be row 4.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That would make sense. That's interesting. So he's probably going to end up doing Meadow, since that's... I mean, 1, he's already in this area, and 2, it's the fastest Divine Beast.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm a bit. I shouldn't be too surprised. Oh, he didn't get the left jump there. It's unfortunate. While he's doing this, I think Shadowhunter, during your match, you were climbing this tower.
Oh god.
It was very interesting watching you play Shadowhunter, because you were doing mid-airs and spider wind bombs, and then
I'm not great. Like,
But then you rolled up to this tower and you just swam in. I was really surprised to see you do that after some of the wind bombs you did.
I was so scared. I heard these stupid electric whiz robes.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't. I wanted to play it safe because, like, my wind bombs were not doing great yesterday. I just played it safe. That was a pretty nice tower claim.
Yeah, that
was pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually if you can get to the tower, as long as you like get to the tower, then you kind of avoid all the Lizalfos and the Wiz Robes. So casually, I would save at every step.
Yeah.
But if you wind bomb into it, usually if you get to the tower, even if you fall, you're generally pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's going for 8 towers, oh wow, his routing's gonna be interesting. He's probably gonna just do them last, if I had to guess. He'll get the fishing harpoon when he does the lake tower, because the fishing harpoon's right on Lake Hylia Bridge. And I would assume he's gonna make his chili meal. Oh wait, chili meal is the way they named the meals in this game can be kind of confusing. So I think chili meal is actually the one that you would eat if you were going into Gerudo Wasteland.
Yes. So you use a chili ingredient.
Yeah, like a chill shroom, which he has in his inventory actually, because he went to Castle, so he's all set. It's just a matter of actually cooking it.
And it looks like Left Shark finally got that BTB going towards the castle.
And interestingly, KaoPyro is not headed directly for Rito. He's actually going kind of back towards Mount Satori. He might be going over here because he wants to do a BTB setup to get into Rito. Or he's going to Mount Satori to stock up on food.
So much good stuff in Mount Satori.
Yeah.
Even if you're playing casually, it is just loaded with all of the good stuff.
Yeah, it's got like basically infinite apples. That's not true, but it's got over 100 apples. It's got durians, which are some of the best food in the game. It's got lots of... No, yeah, I mean, it's got everything, honestly. I'd have to pull up the object map. But it does look like Pyro's coming over here specifically to do the BTB I was just talking about.
I would think chili meal, but I'm guessing
he already has his chill shroom from
I didn't see that.
Yeah. So he's got some stuff in his inventory, one of which is a chill shroom. So he's just has to cook his meal and he's set.
All right, so it looks like Left Shark is also going for Zelda's Diary, I would assume.
Wow, I have not seen this BTB setup before. I've seen many people bounce off this Boko in particular, but not like that. I'm assuming this goes directly to Rito.
I've never seen this BTB before.
No, neither have I.
I don't know if this is a common setup for all dungeons and I'm just out of the loop. No, this is going more towards ancient columns, which is interesting.
Which would be for AD, right?
Are you surprised Kao has a different setup to everyone else? No, I probably shouldn't be surprised. You're right. It's easy.
Very true.
Very true. He runs out of stamina. Oh, no. That's rough. This is a big hill. Oh, and he didn't get the fall damage cancel.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Probably won't get an autosave over there.
He might get one by the Boko camp. He did walk a little bit before going there, so yeah, there's a chance he'll get an autosave here. He walked quite a ways to get to that Boko camp.
He definitely saved right before doing the BTB though, so at the very least.
Oh no, Left Shark needs to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, he had fairies. Never mind. He didn't need to eat. Yeah, that was a good autosave. He's chilling. Yeah, this setup is fascinating. He whistles, stands in a certain position,
weird.
Dodges, and then waits for him to turn and freezes. That's so fascinating.
So different. seems so RNG.
I mean, whatever works.
Yeah, I mean everyone has their own kind of like mini variations of popular setups, right? And some people just come up with their own completely new setups. I mean, sometimes that's the best way to go, just because when you make a setup yourself, you learn all the intricacies during the process of creating it.
Yep.
And so you know all the ways it will fail while you're making it and practicing it, which can be really the big differentiator between like learning a setup somebody else made and making one you made, because you know you can learn somebody else's setup, but just because you learned it doesn't mean you know all of the little ways it can go wrong.
I can attest to that with learning wind bombs. Like, I watched so many different videos and they all had slightly different ideas of how to set it up, and then it took someone just coming in and being like, hey, if you do this little tweak to what you're currently doing, then you'll get it. And that made all the difference. But it was kind of a combination of all those videos that I did watch. So
Yeah,
it's definitely kind of have to do it your own way a little bit. You get the general idea of how it works, and then you figure out how your reaction, because everyone's reaction time's a little bit different too.
true.
So
Left Shark, realizing that he did not read Zelda's diary, currently looking for it. He's checked that corner.
Yeah.
He's checked the corner that he needs to check, and he sees it. He gets it.
There we go.
We're tied up 1-1.
So I think that KaoPyro's doing row 4, and I think we can pretty much confirm that Left Shark's doing top left, bottom right.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a small chance, like a really small chance, that Left Shark saw what he needed to do for slated for upgrades and is deciding to do an audible and switch to row 4.
Which I mean, I say that I would blame him for that, because
I wouldn't disagree with that move, but also he did invest the time to go to Hiteno, right? And he has the warp point, so it's kind of like you're comparing you know, apples to oranges here, but like activated towers takes a while, and so does slated for upgrades. So it's activated towers doesn't have any RNG. It's just completely dependent on how fast you are at moving throughout the world and climbing tall towers. Slated for upgrades, if you're gonna end up hunting guardians at any point, you are kind of relying on the RNG gods to give you good drops.
And just, I mean, personally, if I'm doing something where I'm racing against someone, I want to minimize RNG as much as I possibly can.
Yeah. He picks up this diamond in castle, though, so that makes me feel like he's pretty committed to the diagonal, because he's going to need 1,600 rupees to pay all 3 great fairies. He's currently looking something up on Google or the cheat sheet. He also did get some of those luminous stones. I think luminous stones are worth 80 each. Maybe 90.
Yeah, they're very nice for money.
Yeah, and there's some spots. Common. Yeah, they're fairly common. Like, there's a lot of luminous stone ore deposits, like all throughout,
especially
Hyrule.
around Castle.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna opt to warp out. Oh, maybe not. He might wind bomb out and then warp again. That is a little bit faster. If you can get just outside the range of Hyrule Castle, you can warp midair, as opposed to having to kind of sit through 2 warp screens.
Yeah.
But judging by the fact that he's looking at his map, he might either be A, looking up something that might be useful in Castle, or B, just trying to figure out where he wants to go next.
Yeah, and I found out today, like, trying to wind bomb with the Castle map is not as easy as you would think.
Yeah, you don't really have a north on the compass map, on the Castle map.
Yeah, if you saw my map yesterday, I spent so much time failing wind bombs in Castle because it was because of the stupid map.
Yeah, well, also.
I didn't do anything about it.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's so unfortunate for Pyro. He forgot to eat when doing that midair. He did, yeah. It's not a huge deal. He got an autosave just because he got a tower, so it's not a huge time loss, but it's still never fun, especially when you have food in your inventory. But another reason failing, there's like you said, you don't have a good compass in Castle, so it's hard to know if you're gonna be dead angling or not. But also, Castle is one of the laggiest areas in the game, so it's really easy to lag stop in Castle. So
Yeah.
I'm a down looker. I look at the ground whenever I'm trying to reduce lag. Wow, that Guardian's leg is glitching out on left shark screen.
He is killing those stalkers, hoping to get those cores.
No
Yeah.
core.
I didn't know this. So when you kill a Guardian Stalker with an Ancient Arrow, he drops his parts. But when you kill a Lionel or any other type of enemy, they don't. So is it just Guardian enemies that drop their stuff?
So I was thinking about this like a few days ago, and I think it's because the ancient arrows are like made to kill Guardians.
That makes sense. Wow, I literally am learning new things about this game like years after it's come out.
That's that's really good to know, because I would be manually killing Guardians, but if I know I need to look for ancient cores again, and no cores again,
I mean, like we said, they're like what, 20%, 30%?
I wonder if maybe you can't get a core with an ancient arrow. I could have sworn.
I think you can. If they're doing drops, I highly doubt they have a line in the code that says, "Oh, ancient arrows, no cores for you." I would be pretty surprised. Okay, Litbook's confirming you can get one, but I mean, I think you have to kill somewhere in the range of 4 to 5 Guardians on average to get a core. So, okay, you've seen it, Hundo. Good.
I'll trust that, but you never know sometimes with this game, that those little, because I'm not going to tell you how long I sat around waiting for a dragon, not knowing that you needed to talk to Impa for dragons to spawn.
Yeah.
And that's not something that's like intuitive, like that you wouldn't think talking to Impa would spawn dragons, but 45 minutes later, and you're wondering why Feroce isn't coming out of Hyrule, like by the bridge. And then you come to find out, oh no, you're supposed to talk to Impa first.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's really, there are a lot of like little things like that in this game that you wouldn't expect to be the case, but are. And it's like, there's no way to know that, right? Casually. Yeah. Like, no one is going to know that.
Because, like, casually, what's the first thing most people do? They go and talk to Impa.
Yeah, for sure.
And the first, bit of their playthrough.
Ooh.
I think that was his last ancient arrow. Oh, and he uses a fairy too. He really should have used it on this guy that's currently trying to kill him. He's getting the jukes though. Look at him. Oh wait, is he gonna do the parries? I think he's maybe just gonna wait it out. Oh, he saw him again.
Has he saved yet?
No, he hasn't saved, I don't think. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think that's his third fairy he's used.
Oh, I thought he was dead.
No, he has, I think, one more, unless I mistake.
I think I see a core.
Oh, it's a giant ancient core. That's so unfortunate. That's good bad luck. Wow. And while he is hunting his Guardian cores, Pyro is moving along in the Va Meadow quest line. When do you call it quits and get Kaiawan? Honestly, you call it quits and get Kaiawan after you get one, right? Because you really only need one ancient core from Guardians, and then you can go to Kaiawan, and then you can go to the shrine that's underneath the Hinox outside, or kind of near Cryo. Giant ancient cores are so good, but they unfortunately do not work for slated for upgrades quests. He needs regular ancient cores.
Okay, KaoPyro just made chili meal and is about to head into Meadow.
Yeah.
So, moving along.
Yeah. He's, I think, at 3 out of 8 towers. He has the Plateau Tower, which everyone has by default, and then he got Ridgeland, and he got Tabantha.
Yeah.
So that's coming along nicely, and then having Rivali's Gale is going to make getting a couple of other towers probably a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's see what his time is here. Finishing sub 251, or I guess like that's sub 10, right? It starts at 3. Not bad, not bad. I don't actually know what a good time is for that. I don't run AD, but that seemed pretty fast to me.
Does KaoPyro run AD? I'm pretty sure KaoPyro just runs any for them, right?
That's a good question.
And then Shark runs MSR, and I'm pretty sure Left Shark runs MSR.
I'll look up their SRC profiles real quick.
Because I was looking at them because.
Oh, he does. He has. It's a little old. It's 2 years old. His last All Dungeons run that he submitted. But it's sub 3 hours, so he knows it to an extent, and he also runs MSR.
Yeah, this is Left Shark, right?
No, this is Pyro. Pyro has runs submitted for any percent, Master Sword, Original Restricted, and he has runs submitted for All Dungeons.
Zelda Relay.
Left Shark Vivo.
Any percent 30. Yeah, any percent 34 minutes.
Yeah, and he also does all main quests. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good to know for obviously all dungeons, but also for all the Divine Beasts, but also for camera memories. But it doesn't really apply to this bingo in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Giant ancient cores are more rare than regular ancient cores. So the fact that he got a giant ancient core there is traditionally considered lucky. But in the context of this bingo, unlucky because he wants the regular ancient cores.
And it looks like
he's
left going to the Da Caso Shrine because there is an ancient core in here. And it's a nice one because it's right off the Great Plateau. I always like to look for those quick things right off the Great Plateau because you have that ready to go all the time. So things that you can get fairly quickly from there are always nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the glitch that I hate, but also like. Oh, the test of strength skip.
Yeah, this trick can be annoying to do, especially when first learning it, because one, it's easy to not get past the trigger, which activates the Guardian, and then you're trying to do a clip while a Guardian is attacking you, which can be pretty annoying.
I feel like if it's minor, it might just be better to kill it. But...
Especially with the fact that he has like a royal bow on him. I actually don't know what level of this shrine is.
This is a minor.
This is? Okay.
It said minor.
Yeah. So it might at this point it might just be worth fighting it. Oh, he didn't activate it. Wait, he got past the trigger. Wow. He must have been right on the edge there, I think. That's surprising. That was really close. He didn't get skew, so he's going to have to get skew right here. Kind of surprised he bonked there.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to go for the ESC.
If you hit that stone pillar and don't bounce back, you skip. The trigger is right in front of that. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Getting skew on this little lip here can be a little annoying. He might have to start doing some durability saves unless he has extra shields, which he might because he did go to Kakariko. That skew looks pretty good, though.
Yeah, that's a very nice skew.
It might not be enough to do the regular clip, though. He might have to end up ESCing. You need a pretty strong skew to get into this wall. He's going to opt to just get new skew.
Oh, no. The shield's about to break.
Yeah, but he's all right, though. He can do a durability save from here on out if he needs to. That skew looked really good, though. I think if he just tries this clip a few more times, he's jumping kind of low. You want to... There we go. You want to be a little bit higher up, which... Oh, wow. Okay, I really hope he durability saves now. Oh, it might actually break on this jump. I hope he doesn't warp out, though. I hope he just fights it, because he can just turn around and fight it. He has a Royal Guard bow. He's warping out. I don't think this is the play. I think you just fight it. If you think you can't clip in, just fight it. It's a minor test of strength. You have a Royal Guard bow. That's enough to kill that.
No. No.
That's unfortunate.
He had it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I also agree.
That slated for upgrades really threw him for a loop.
Yeah.
Because that's rough. If you're not expecting to fight Guardians or looking for ancient cores, then it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pyro's doing pretty well with this Divine Beast so far.
Oh, it's killing this one? Do these even drop ancient cores?
I was under the impression that these guys do not.
It is only stalkers and the Skywatchers, and apparently the turrets can possibly, but it's more rare than the other two.
Yeah.
I do know that the ones that don't even move at all can have them because of like the glitch where you turn it over and then everything pours out.
Yeah, but those ones don't drop ancient cores at all. They only drop screws and shafts and springs, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And gears as well. Yeah, I would agree with you, Chucky. I would probably do column 3 as well. Vinyl equipment can take a little bit of time, and Pay Through Great Fairies has a lot of movement involved, but it's all things considered, I think it's faster than something like activating 8 towers, which has quite a bit of time sink into it. Oh man, that's unfortunate. But he could warp from this screen.
Yeah.
But he opts to reload inside the shrine. I think that is a great play.
Yes.
I think he's committed to slated for upgrades. And he should just go for it.
That guy says that if he does Meadow, then he can get a core, but I don't think he's going for Meadow.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go for Meadow.
Yeah, I probably would have ended up going for column 3 as well.
Same.
But like I said, I don't run dungeons, so like if I see a divine beast, that's automatically out for me.
I can do Ruda decently well, but otherwise I haven't practiced any, especially not Rudan yet.
Oh, I have way too much experience with Rudania.
That skill looks pretty good in my book. And I think it's more than enough to get through this. But like, oh wow, he made it in. Wow, I'm actually surprised that clipped because he jumped right away. But that skill was pretty good.
Yeah, I never do the backflip heavy weapon strat. I just use the right stick camera to zoom in on the wall from far away, and then just do like the clip like you would do into like Yiga Clan hideout.
Oh,
like just
gotcha.
jump and then a clip.
Go in, gotcha.
Oh
no!
Oh, I was about to say Pyro's already at the Windblade, and
he bombed them a little too close.
Oh.
That's tragic. That's so unfortunate. Not the biggest time loss ever, but not a good feeling, that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want, like, you're already choosing something that most people would avoid in a bingo. You really don't want to have time loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Left Shark did get the clip, so he got his first core. He knows there's another one in Kaiwan. I'm sure of it.
Then he has to kill a guardian.
Holy cow. That was some matrix maneuvering from Pyro on that plaster shot.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Needs to get these headshots.
Oh, and with, like, warping again so quickly. Oh,
unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky.
Finishes phase 1 though. gives us a little camera shake to express his annoyance with the fight. Universal sign.
At least this is like, I consider this the easiest of the blights, but
yeah, I agree.
Because you get all of the bomb arrows. You can just
and the fact that you can spam, you can kind of just abuse bullet time like this too with the updrafts. I'm inclined to agree with you. I don't actually.
Yeah.
I haven't fought the blights in a long time. I think I did it to set up like a practice file for any %, but I think most people would agree that this fight is nowhere near as annoying as Thunderblight.
Oh, Thunderblade's the worst.
So when I first played this game, I did Thunderblade first. No one told me it was hard, and I beat it like 4th try with 4 hearts, and I was like, this is easy. But then it's not that bad, but like if you mess up once, you're dead.
Yeah.
And that's the
there's
problem.
not a whole lot of wiggle room with Thunderblade.
Especially phase 2.
In the castle, yeah, especially phase 2. But Thunderblade in the castle, way easier. But I don't like to do that. I like to go to the castle with all 4 champions and getting Ganon down to half health. Because I'm a baby like that.
So Pyro's finishing up his Divine Beast main quest, and Left Shark just killed the Wizrobe off a plateau, so he completed his any rod weapon square. That's probably, for those that don't know, that's probably the fastest way to kill a fire Wizrobe / get any rod weapon. You just warp to Cryo. It's you warp to Cryo, and then you wind bomb kind of like northwestish.
Right?
Yeah, it's a fire Wizrobe. And you just one shot him with an ice arrow.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, fell into midair there. Left Shark. That's not uncommon. Midairs are hard.
They are.
And he's probably going to be okay though, because he did just warp, so I would imagine he has an autosave right here. Assuming the game didn't screw him over, which we all know how the autosaves can be. It did screw him over. He does not have a rod weapon anymore, so he's going to have to go get that again. But he hits the midair first try. Redemption.
Very fast midair.
Yeah, that was really fast. That was pretty stylish. So yeah, this is where that Wizrobe is. Just one wind bomb off of Cryo Shrine. Hopefully he does a save here.
But
maybe he'll do it after the warp.
Hasn't saved yet. Probably doesn't want to make a new bingo file.
Possibly.
Only takes like 25 minutes. It's not that bad. Well, okay.
Pyro doing what looks like a BTB to Dueling Peaks with the Flame Greatsword in style. Wait, is he actually going to Dueling Peaks, or is he going to Lake Region? I think he's going to Lake Region.
Oh, Lake Tower.
So he's going to probably go. Oh yeah, no, he's going all the way to Farron. He wants the tower. He's going deep. That's a monkey percent BTB right there, if I've ever seen one. Interestingly, going for this tower first, because he did just fly right over a fishing harpoon.
Right.
True.
So he's gonna, but I think there's a fishing harpoon. There's a few in kind of the Farron region. I think there's one in Laurelin Village, but that's kind of out of the way for him if he's just going for towers and a fishing harpoon at this point.
I'm pretty sure there are 3 in fishing harpoon. You know where the fish on the sticks are? The sticks are fishing harpoons. So
okay, gotcha.
3 of them. Bars on the water. That would be 3 of them right there.
Left Shark heading into Gerudo, I suspect, to do his Eye of Sandstorm and pay his last Great Fairy. I think his last. Did he get a second one? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
No, I guess not. So I guess this would be a second one if he gets the one in Gerudo. And like you said, Katie, having Raleigh's Gal is going to make climbing these towers so much easier for Pyro. He only gets 3 of those, but I mean, whether he opts to use multiple ones on this tower here or save 1 for each, that's still so much time save. And they're way more consistent than trying to do like a impromptu wind bomb that he has probably never done before. Doesn't make that last climb. This tower is in particular, you wanna jump up and do 2 fast climbs right away, and then actually I don't know if you can make it. This tower is even taller than I thought.
Yeah, this is a pretty tall tower.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think you do like 2 or 3 fast climbs and then do a little bit of a climb, but I think what he did is the strat.
Yeah. And yeah, Dakai, Chucky, a super out of Farron is easier than a super out of Lake. So
That's very true.
Yeah, I think like if you are really good with your BTBs, then Towers probably isn't that bad. As someone who does not know how to do a BTB, like I would probably avoid Towers in a race.
Mid-airs are also super important. Mid-air wind bomb.
Forgetting Towers, yeah.
I'm still on.
Forgetting Towers, yeah. And yeah, mid-airs are more key for Towers, you're right. But if you're having an off day with either one of those, man, Towers might kill you. But
off day with wind bombs? What? Who could have an off day with mid airs and wind bombs? What does that even mean? They're so easy. Get them first try every time, right? Kappa.
But Pyro has been doing very well with their movement.
Yeah, yes. He missed that super there, but also he's not heading the direction I thought he was going to.
Maybe just going for Lulin, but I don't see why.
Yeah, I mean the Lake Hylia Bridge fishing harpoon is definitely the fastest one, and it's close to Lake Tower.
Yeah.
No
reason to go to Village.
But this is giving Left Shark a chance to catch up here, though. I think Left Shark is currently looking for where he needs to go to get the quest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have to pay the 600?
I don't think so.
No, I think you just need to...
Oh, he has the quest? He just doesn't know where to go.
Oh, yeah, it's like...
Yeah, it's that way.
Oh, yep, right there.
Where the giant sandstorm is.
Oh, maybe he was considering getting the Great Fairy first. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Great Fairy just...
It's pretty deep. I think people forget how far into the desert it is, and if you miss a super to get there, it's rough. Yeah. You're either taking a long walk or you're trying to do shield jump canceled wind bombs.
Yeah.
And your map doesn't work, so that's also bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you definitely... I would definitely recommend doing VR supers for sure, DGC.
Oh,
I mean,
got it.
Trying to get a super off of Gerudo Town without VR is possible, but probably not nearly as consistent as going for VR.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And for those that don't know, going into VR mode in this game generates more lag, which makes getting super wind bombs, which is where you pull your paraglider on the same frame that the game is lagging. And due to how the developers coded the game, when the game lags, Link moves faster to give the impression that the game isn't actually lagging. And so by pulling your paraglider on the same frame as lag, you kind of give yourself an extra speed boost due to the way the game calculates your speed. Too low on rupees to get Desert Fairy. That's a feels bad, man. But yeah, Pyro coming all the way to Lurelin Village to get his fishing harpoon. Definitely not the fastest strat, but one that works. There it is. So yeah. I think now he just needs 4 towers, and he will win this bingo. No ruby printing, Pepe hands.
I think Shark has a pretty good chance still. Like.
The fact that he just completed the quest. Yeah, it's not looking good. If I'm being completely honest, 4 towers. Yeah. Versus getting 2 more ancient cores. I mean, he can go to Kaiwan. Oh yeah, it's really just to pay the grade 3 fairies. Like he could maybe get slated for upgrades done in time, but the fact that he still has to pay 2 more great fairies is pretty rough, because you can basically you can equate 2 great fairies to 2 towers, which would mean in the time it takes Pyro to get 2 more towers, he would have to get 2 ancient cores and actually finish the quest. So it's possible, but if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on KaoPyro right now.
Yeah.
Which, saying that now, I'm not really sure what he's doing. I think he's going for Hateno, but I think the move would definitely be to warp.
Yeah.
And it would also be smart to sell your giant ancient core because it's not going to help you with the mission.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, why didn't he sell the giant ancient core? Because that goes for big rupees. So
it's like 300 or something.
Wait, it is? Seriously?
It's a decent chunk of rupees.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that much.
200 or 300.
Oh, I thought he was about to throw. If KaoPyro accidentally threw his spear at that choo-choo and it broke, he would have had to go all the way back to get another one. That would have been so annoying.
Oh, because spears break on impact when you throw them, right?
Yeah, they do. It looks like he is just gonna end up supering to Hateno. His Pyro's routing here is
it's very interesting.
Very interesting. The fact that he's just skipped Lake Tower completely and a fishing harpoon, and I don't think he's gotten Dueling Peaks Tower either. The fact that he's getting Hateno before Dueling Peaks is interesting. I feel like most people that are tower hunting would have Dueling Peaks at this point, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Giant ancient core is 200 rupees.
200. Okay, thank you. Still, that's more than I thought. I thought it was going for like 80, but I mean, apparently I need to start investing in giant ancient cores.
Just go fight some more guardians.
Yeah.
I hope
I'm pretty sure the drop rates for giant ancient cores on regular guardian stalkers is 0.6%. So probably not a method you would want to go for in a bingo / ever, but there are some giant ancient cores in chests. I think there's one in the labyrinth and there's one at the Forgotten Temple shrine, or I think it's just the Forgotten Temple actually, not actually in the shrine. KaoPyro has one more Gale left, but I doubt he's going to use it on this tower due to fear of being thorned.
Don't want to risk that.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what towers Pyro's going to do after this one. I imagine he's going to do Dueling Peaks next because that's the closest one to him. But I also thought he was going to do Lake Tower. And I don't even... Did he do Central Tower? No, he did do Central Tower for sure. That was the first one he did.
After this one, he has 2 left, right?
I think he has... Let's see. Hold on. Let me count. He has GP... Oh, wait, no. Maybe he didn't get Central. I want him to open his map. Because he got Ridgeland first, right? So he did. He has GP, Ridgeland to Bantha, Farron. This is Hateno.
This is 5.
So that's 5, yeah. So he's probably going to do DP, Central, and then Woodland or Lanner. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Maybe go back to Lake. Man, I want to draw a line on a map that he took to get all these towers because it just does not feel like the fast. Actually, no. There's no way this is the fastest way to get towers. Or at least 8 of them. But he doesn't need to get 8 towers the fastest. He just needs to get 8 towers faster than Left Shark can do slated for upgrades and pay 3 Great Fairies.
Well, did Left Shark happen to get the shrine near the Great Fairy? No.
Not sure. I don't think so. I don't think he went all the way over there. So he is warping back to Great Plateau. So this is kind of weird, right? He has 3 towers left, and he has Central, Dueling Peaks, and Lake, but those are all in different directions from Great Plateau. So I don't know if he's going to try and like just go to each one at a time and take the time loss, or if he's going to try and chain a couple together.
I don't understand why you would go past the tower when one of your missions is towers.
Wait, now I'm so confused. Oh, okay, no. He I was like, why did you warp to stasis? And the reason being is he's gonna BTB again, um,
Oh,
which is understandable, I guess. But
Yeah.
if you have Central Tower open, you can just super from Great Plateau Tower.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have just warped there and then just super to Great Plateau, but maybe he's BTBing to Dueling Peaks. That's my guess.
so 3 towers left, and opposed to 2 cores and a
2
fairy.
fairies.
2 fairies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets the BTB first try, so he'll land right on top of Dueling Peaks here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, or Dueling Peaks Tower, I should say. Yeah, interesting call in terms of this routing. DP kind of overrated early. I get what you mean. I think most people get it early just because they're on their way to Kakariko, and since Pyro never went to Kakariko, he didn't really have a good reason to come here.
Yeah.
But also, I'm pretty sure he could have got Dueling Peaks before some of the other towers, and his routing would have been a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm no expert, so I could be wrong there.
Molduga.
It's fast going into CAC, but if you go to CAC, you want Kaiowon first. Not necessarily. You can go to Kaiowon after CAC. You can do the whole camera route, warp back to Kakariko, and then just like super slash BTB your way over to Kaiowon if you want. And it's not like you're gonna be like, that low on food. You just need enough food to get to Kakariko, which is not that hard. Once you get to CAC, you got 4 fairies and you're chilling. But that's another tower down. Left Shark, instead of picking that fairy up, he was like, you know what? Let me try to cut it in half. Unfortunately, he missed and it got away. But he's gonna pay his second great fairy here, and he still has the 1,000 rupees he needs to pay the third great fairy. I really hope we get to see what fairy he wants to go to before Pyro gets his last 2 towers. KaoPyro's at 6 out of 8 towers. So he needs 2 more, and he warped back to Great Plateau, stasis again. Be interesting to see if he decides to do another BTB, it looks like. I hope he heals. Actually, no. Does he have fairies? No, he doesn't, I don't think. He does heal. My guess is he's going to BTB to Central. He does not have a good warp. He either needs to BTB off of Temple of Time to go into Tabantha, or he needs to warp to Kakariko and go to Terry Sound and BTB there.
He didn't get the... Did he not get the Tabantha Tower?
No.
He
doesn't have a good warp, really.
There.
Yeah. I would also say Tabantha from here for sure, because you can BTB off of Temple of Time to get halfway there, and then you BTB again to Ancient Column / the tower itself if you have a weird setup for it. But yeah, I mean Pyro's gonna get Central Tower here, assuming he hits this BTB, which it looks like he is not going to. I didn't think he was going to hit the Boko at all, to be honest. I was surprised he even hit the Boko there. I thought he was landing right on the ground.
Extremely low.
Yeah, that's a good point, that guy. He doesn't need money, but the Tabantha Bridge state can pick up 500 rupees.
Yeah. And that's a good reason to go for that great fairy early on, right? Because those fairies are there, right? You get a free 500 from that sucker. I mean, that guy NPC that just gives them to you.
And I've totally never just taken his money and used it for other things.
No one would ever do that.
Never once.
So he's going to Akala?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to Terrytown. Great fairy. Pyro hits the BTB and will be on his way to Central.
Yeah, that should take him all the way to the tower. Maybe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where do you BTB off of Tapir from here? Do you BTB or are you supering the way your whole way? It's just one super launch and a BTB, but I'm 100% sure he doesn't know it. Yeah, I doubt he knows it as well.
Yeah.
There's like 3 apples in a Kala. That sucks. Well, I look forward to Dekai Chucky's region tier list, which is completely based off of how many apples are in a region.
Oh, nice.
I'd say Hebra might be down there.
I had to feed the Isakawa dog for 10 shock arrows. Couldn't find any apples. That's rough. Oh, Pyro getting sniped off the wall. He's fine, though. He can't eat that chili. Oh, man. He thought about it. He almost ate his chili meal. That actually would have been a huge time loss. He does have one more gal left, so he's chilling. Man, if he ate that chili meal, holy cow. He hovered for a second there. It looks like Left Shark is possibly doing a little Hinox BTB to get into Zora's domain and continue on to Akala.
I've actually never seen one of these. BTB.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one.
Oh, you guys haven't seen the Hinox BTB? Wow, you're in for a treat.
Very excited.
Ooh, he doesn't clear the mountain. That's unfortunate with that one bomb, but not a huge deal. So yeah, there's a Hinox right there, and he's going to do a headshot BTB.
Wow.
Tapir taking credit for teaching Left Shark this and then instantly saying that he doesn't remember if he actually did it or not.
Take the credit anyway. Why not?
Oh, he can't do it at night? I didn't know that, actually. That's super unfortunate. So the Hinox is probably not going to wake up. But the way this BTB works normally is you can BTB off of basically any enemy. Wait, it might work. That looks good. That worked.
Ooh,
Oh,
Wow. So yeah, that was beautiful, by the way.
Wait, so that you headshot him and then bounce off his arm?
Yeah, so you can BTB off of any enemy that you can BTB off of by headshotting it and sending it into a ragdoll state right before bouncing off of it. So if you ever watch somebody run master mode, they will do headshot BTBs on plateau because thanks for the quote, Chucky. Yeah, you can BTB off of enemies without ice arrows by headshotting them and sending them into a ragdoll state. Normally, the only enemy that you can just bounce off of without ice arrows are red goblins because by bouncing off of them, they instantly go into ragdoll. But because they're so weak and flimsy, they have weak bones. They don't drink enough milk. But like blue goblins, which are what is on plateau in master mode, you don't have any ice arrows when doing Great Plateau 90% in master mode. So you headshot them right before bouncing off of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so you can do the same thing with Hinoxes. So you shoot them in the head right before you bounce off, and then you BTB off of it. KaoPyro's doing a BTB off of this Boko that I saw a long time ago.
I hate the BTB.
But I don't think it was for what he was doing. Why is Left Shark talking to the king?
Yeah, he's trying to get the Zora armor.
Yeah, he's getting the Zora armor so he can swim up the waterfall to get out of here quickly. To be honest, I don't think I'd do this. I understand why he's doing it, but I think it would probably be faster to wind bomb your way up as best you can, or maybe just cryo block your way up. I know it sounds slow, but this cutscene is long. And cryo blocking up might just be faster. Oh, if he's low on food though, it might be his best choice. Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to do a timing now of just cryo blocking up a waterfall versus because cryo blocking doesn't take any health.
No.
I mean, 6 peppers and 2 fairies. 2 fairies can get you pretty far. How many hearts does he have? I think it's 4. Pyro is closing in though on his last tower. Did Pyro? Did he get Lake Tower region?
No.
All right. I'm
I'm
gonna have to ask why in his interview. It's
yeah,
a huge ass. It's a long ass cutscene. Okay, let me tell you, it's still going on. We've been talking about this for a few minutes.
I'm very curious as to why Pyro is doing Wasteland instead of Lake Tower.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm so confused by that.
Yeah, no, this is Pyro's decision making into what towers to go for are fascinating, to say the least. You can't say it takes 5 seconds to climb up the waterfall with Zora armor when it takes like 10 minutes to get Zora armor. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. I don't know the exact length of that cutscene, but it's long. It's in the minutes.
It feels forever.
Wait, IT food is a thing?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
What does it do?
It gives you the chili effects for a pretty short amount of time, I think.
I had no idea that was a thing because I only use fire or something.
But don't think it would count as a meal. I think that just counts as a food that happens to give you like that's more of a raw ingredient than it is a meal. A meal I think requires you to cook. You didn't actually cook anything there. Like I don't think like that is the equivalent of like a roasted apple. And that roasted apple isn't a meal. That a roasted apple is something that you threw next to a fire and it got burnt. It counts as a meal? I don't think so in my rule book. I actually don't have a specific rule there, but I mean, there's a difference between things that you make in a cooking pot and things you don't, and that's one that you don't. We can ask Lepalog, but it goes into the meal tab of the inventory. All right, Tapir spitting facts. That's true. Maybe it is a meal.
Stamina to get
I'm sure he's having some very good movement getting to this ferry, I must say.
It says like right here in the rulebook. I just wrote it exactly. Yeah, I guess if it goes in the meal tab, I didn't think about that. I thought it was a raw ingredient, but it's not. And that's GG.
GG.
I will ask the players if they're interested in interviews. It seems like they are down. Wait for them to hop into VC and I'll drag them over. Yeah, KaoPyro is the winner. It's so Bed Wars. Okay, they're there. Welcome. GG's.
GG.
Thanks, everybody.
That was a interesting bingo, to say the least.
Sure.
All right, well, first question I have is, Pyro, why didn't you get Lake Tower?
Lake Tower?
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but of course you most of my towers were either on the way to something else or they were a direct BTB from Temple of Time. Lake Tower, I don't have a BTB to get that far back. I mean, I have an old one from years ago, but I don't know it anymore.
Gotcha.
So in order to go to Lake Tower, I would have to basically BIL my way to the tower and then up it.
Yeah.
So I think it's faster to just windbomb there because in the center of Hylia Bridge, there's a fishing harpoon, and you don't have to go all the way to Lululin.
Yeah, you
so
flew right
that's
over.
Actually, Funny you mentioned that. I couldn't remember if the harpoons on the bridge were a fishing harpoon, and I knew for a fact that Laurelin had a fishing harpoon.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I mean, that's how I kind of run my bingos. Is I rather go to the one that I know for sure, and that might be a slight time loss, than go somewhere and it not be what I need. So I get that thought.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting fact about that. When I BTB'd to Pharaon Tower, I was actually trying to BTB to Dueling Peaks. Pharaon Tower is another BTB setup that I discovered a long time ago and then forgot. So when I accidentally got the wrong angle, I was like, okay, this works out really well.
That's really funny. Left Shark, I assume you thought Slated for Upgrades was slightly different at the start of this bingo.
I thought I was prepared to upgrade one sensor, so I was like, oh, this is so easy. I can't believe this is on normal. Oh, it's not. That's why.
Yeah, the ancient cores, they're so bad.
Yeah, they can be pretty rough.
How I got my ancient core, but only one normal ancient core.
You got really good bad luck, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But it was, I mean, all things considered, it was a close bingo. I mean, you were one square off, and if you knew about Slated for Upgrades going into this, I don't know who would have won, because you probably would have played it pretty differently. I'm assuming you know about the Ancient Core in Kayawan.
There's one there, and
then there's one in that minor test of strength you got. So then you would have been just down to getting one from Guardians, which...
You know, that's ironic because I go to Kayawan and AimQ anyway, but you never get the chest, so I never knew.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you get it in like 100%. Yeah, yeah, definitely not. Yeah. Katie or Shadowhunter, you guys have any questions?
So what are were there any other rows or columns that you were considering before you settled on the one that you ended up choosing? Either one.
I think I was looking at possibly row 3, but the full Zora set kind of put me off because I wasn't quite sure where the Greaves were.
Yeah, the Greaves require you to do the Lionel Safari side quest, which requires you to get camera.
I was about to do 5, except I saw that quest, and I've never been able to kill a Lionel without an ancient arrow and harvest anything in bingo. It just goes so wrong, so I had to avoid that one.
Yeah, it's
I don't think so.
I find Lionels difficult without attack up food. Every time in a bingo I've ever had to fight a Lionel, I always make sure I get at least 2 times, ideally 3 if I'm lucky, attack up. And if you get 3-time attack up food and castle equipment, they're not too hard. But some people say they're easy. Some people say they're easy AF. I think it really just depends on how much you've actually fought them and how recently.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, in my casual playthrough, yeah, sure, I probably killed 10-ish Lionels or however many there are. I probably killed a lot of them, but you don't do it. You don't do it on a regular basis unless you're grinding bingos like a champ,
Right?
Or you're a combat master.
The nice thing about Lionels is the Coliseum one is always one of the lowest level ones, and if you go to the shrine right next to the central tower, that place is loaded with weapons. So that's like a really good, like that's works really well together if you have to fight a Lionel for the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has an edge of duality and it has a Knight's Broadsword, I'm pretty sure.
Knight's Broadsword, edge of duality, 2 Guardian swords, 2 Guardian spears, and a diamond. So that's always part of my standard, but especially if I know I have to fight stuff, that's a good place to go. Yeah And pointed out in chat as well by you, Left Shark, row 2, and I said the row that I would do is column 3. This board it was surprisingly not restrictive in terms of what rows you could do. Really, Undefeated Champ is probably the worst square on the board if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
With full Zora set kind of coming into a close second, that one's deceptively hard. And
not beat Ganon.
beat Ganon is a square that is highly opinionated if you run any percent or not. Obviously, if you run any percent, that square is not
Right.
hard. It's
I
just a
run
time
80%,
sink.
but I'm thinking about the time it would take. It would be like what, 15 minutes to get through Beast Ganon or more.
Yeah, about. I mean, if you, yeah, well, yeah.
I guess that's not terrible.
It really comes down to how quick you can get a banana, to be honest, because you're probably not gonna have a beetle. If you're rushing it from start to finish, yeah, it's probably around somewhere between 12 to 15 minutes, I'd say. And the thing about Bingo Ganon too is you don't have to do it right away, right? If you did say row 2, right, you could go all the way to Tenno and do Statue's Bargain, right? And if you did that, you would probably just be like, hey, I'm in CAC at this point. I might as well get 4 fairies. This beat Ganon will be so low risk, right? Walking into Blights in Ganon with 4 fairies in your pocket is a pretty amazing feeling after grinding any percent for hundreds of attempts. But yeah, this board I thought was really interesting in how many rows and columns and stuff were viable. That's the seed, by the way. I just posted in chat if anybody was curious about this board seed.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this board is just like you can make a decent argument for several rows.
Yeah.
And as you can see, even now, this one was pretty close. And you know, if Left Shark had known that they needed cores a little bit earlier, they probably would have routed it a little bit better. But even though, despite that, they still were very competitive with the timing. So
yeah,
I was almost tempted to keep looking for ancient arrows and just keep farming around castle, but I had no idea how much time that would cost me in the long run.
Man, you taught me something today. I had no idea that killing guardians with ancient arrows dropped their stuff. I thought every time you killed something with an ancient arrow, it just didn't drop their stuff. But guardians and guardian type enemies are the exception. That's so cool. That changes how I farm for ancient cores heavily in the future, because the last time I farmed ancient cores, I had to kill like 15 guardians with shield parries.
Oh no.
Yeah. That wasn't fun, but I did beat Tay in that bingo, so it was memorable.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was one for the record books, because it happens so rarely. But yeah, anyway, GG's. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
No, I thought it was a great board. I was excited to be able to pick a couple options that none of which required defeating a divine beast. So I think it was a great board to start on.
Yeah,
I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised at my execution of the BTBs. Normally they're a little more rough. I mean, obviously you saw me die several times. That's one of the biggest problems I have.
Yeah, speaking of that, your BTB setups are crazy. your one to ancient pillars was fascinating.
That actually went wrong, and I was annoyed because it went wrong both times.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was supposed to be a BTB to Bantha, but I guess I had the Boko's angle wrong, or maybe I scoped to the wrong point.
I see.
I mean, it was still very effective. Like,
yeah, I mean, it got you a lot of the way there.
Much better than like
a Scout BTB is better than no BTB
over there.
Yeah.
No, I think both of your movement was like really good, and you nailed some really impressive wind bombs in places, and yeah, your BTBs were on point just when you needed them to, and yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice.
Yeah, there was one point where Left Shark was like right about to lose all your stamina, and then you did like a really quick aerial wind bomb and barely made it to almost Kakariko, like over there.
Good.
Yeah, by dueling peaks.
Yeah, you know, those quick mid-airs that came out, I think just a few months ago, I think Swiffy posted them. Those were a real game changer, trying to get through on minimal resources.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I also find them ones.
Yeah, I find them a lot more consistent than normal mid-airs as well, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you still have to do the normal mid-airs if you're going for height, right? But
yeah,
I'd say in terms of their viability and like versatility, the horizontal fast ones are pretty great, and like you said, they're more consistent for me as well. Tay coming in with mid-airs or doo-doo. He does not reflect the opinions of Bingothon. But anyway, neither do I. I did want to just point out that Left Shark, while I think both of you actually died doing mid airs. I think at least once during this bingo. Left Shark, you had some pretty sick mid airs. I think when you were getting your rod for the second time, which was unfortunate, but you just like jumped off and just did it. Like you could have just did a front hot wind bomb, but you're like, nah, I'm just gonna do a mid air.
Sometimes you just gotta do it, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. And then right after your BTB to Dueling Peaks, like on your way to Kakariko, you canceled your BTB momentum and then did a mid air on really low stamina. And you clutched it right at the end of that BTB to land at the top, which was really cool.
I'm pretty comfortable with that because it's my go-to for bingo. If there's any way I can get to CAC and Hiteno, I do that first. So I've gotten a bit too bold with some of those, some stamina usage there.
I liked it though; it was fun.
Thanks.
So KaoPyro, you'll be moving on and facing Shadowhunter, who just commentated. So he's in this VC. That's pretty exciting. You guys want to do some UFC exchanging of words or anything?
I'm going to crush you like you've never, ever expected before. You're going to go down, and you're going to stay down.
That's what you love to hear. I said UFC, but that was way more WWE. Shadowhunter, what do you have to say?
All I can say is, if you route the same way as you did today, then I can beat you.
Oh my!
Wow! And I'm thinking because one of the reasons I skipped row 2, for instance, was because I couldn't remember what Eye of the Sandstorm was. I think that might have actually been faster than my row.
What a smack talk. Okay, I'm excited to watch your guys' match now. That was great.
I'm pretty free anyways. You're good.
Oh, you can't say that. Not after what you just said. You were doing great. I loved it. Okay. Anyway, we have one more match for round 1, and it's taking place tomorrow between Harmyan and Yo-Yo Swift.
And then round 1's done.
That'll be round 1. That takes place at 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So
exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. But that will be it for us. Again, GG's. And thank you, Katie and Shadowhunter, for commentating. Thank you
for having us.
Yeah, of course, my pleasure. And thanks, chat, and everyone hanging out and watching. We're going to be rating Swiffy22, who is a prominent community member and awesome person. He is playing some Splatoon 2, so be sure to give him some love. Raid message, octopus, squid, Woomy. Go ahead and copy paste that and spam that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys around here tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the next Breath of the Wild Bingo Bash matchup.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. GG's.
GG's.
GG's to you.
Good to me.
All right, we're off, and they're all gone. Thank you for commentating. That was fun. Yeah.